When I'm doing an act of compassion, a feeling of compassion, where is the energy coming from? What is fueling that? You know what is fueling that? Is your sadhana, is your discipline, is your spiritual practice. Whatever practice, and practice is just not physical practice. Even this satsang is a spiritual practice. You sit and read a book, a spiritual practice. You go connect with nature, spiritual practice. Anything that is A, stilling your mind, B, opening your heart, is a spiritual practice. Let me repeat this again. Anything that is stilling your mind and opening your heart is a spiritual practice. Could be anything.
So this question has come from Daisy from New York. The question is, in my spiritual journey, greater openness and compassion have at times led to self-abandonment and blurred boundaries with difficult consequences. How can spiritual openness be integrated with discernment and healthy boundaries so that inclusivity does not turn into self-abandonment?
Interesting. Okay. Mind, what to do about the mind? Mind loves to live in the extreme. First, it lived in the extreme of exclusivity, that I am something great, no compassion for the world out there. And then mind moved into other extreme of absolute inclusivity, where even the boundaries got blurred. Both becomes problem. It's like first we were self-obsessive. Everything is about me, and I, me, and myself. Then some love and compassion and awakening takes birth, and suddenly mind moves to the other extreme of self-abandonment. So from self-obsession, it straight away jumps into self-abandonment. What mind needs to learn, what you need to cultivate is what we call the balance, the middle path. That's number one. Very important. Somewhere earlier in the satsang, I said that knowledge is very important. That's why we do these satsangs. We need to understand the movement of the mind. It operates in these two extremes of either self-obsession or self-abandonment. The truth is somewhere in the middle. The balance is somewhere in the middle, right? Point number one. Point number two, how do you maintain that balance? I'll share two things with you on this. Number one, starts to open in your heart. You want to go out in the world and do some service to the world. As I said, now mind is moving into the zone of self-abandonment. It has a lot of compassion in the heart, but it needs to learn the balance. Now, when that compassion start to take birth in the heart, where is the source energy that is coming to fuel this compassion? Please listen to this carefully. Let me repeat that. I am feeling a lot of love and compassion and doing some seva, some service for some people out there. Correct? Where is the energy coming from? What is fueling this compassion? See, everything needs energy. I am picking this cup of water, my hand moving. It needs energy, right? I'm asking, when I'm doing an act of compassion, a feeling of compassion, where is the energy coming from? What is fueling that? You know what is fueling that? Is your sadhana, is your discipline, is your spiritual practice. Whatever practice, and practice is just not physical practice. Even this satsang is a spiritual practice. You sit and read a book, a spiritual practice. You go connect with nature, spiritual practice. Anything that is A, stilling your mind, B, opening your heart, is a spiritual practice. Let me repeat this again. Anything that is stilling your mind and opening your heart is a spiritual practice. Could be anything. I know for one of our sadhaks at the ashram, for her key spiritual practice is cooking. She spends many hours every day cooking, feeding people. Because at that moment, and I asked her, why do you spend so much time in cooking when we can have a cook who can cook for all of us and you can save this time? And she said, you know what, Gurudev? When I cook with my own hands, my mind is absolutely still. And when that food I feed people, my heart opens up. I said, brilliant. And that's a spiritual practice you're following. It's no more cooking. It has become a spiritual practice. Are you with me? Now, what was the point I was making? Yes. So, what is fueling this love and compassion, this act of love and compassion that you are doing in the world, is just spiritual practice. More deeper I go in my sadhana, more energy I will get from there, which will fuel my acts of compassion. So the drain will not happen. What you're calling the blurred boundaries is basically drain. A drain is happening. Because the drain is happening, you need to feel, or you feel that, oh, I need to create some boundaries. It's taking too much of my time, effort, and energy. Kind of a scenario. It's linked. So, number one, your sadhana is the source of your energy. With sadhana, this energy that you get, you move that energy through love and compassion into acts of service and seva for the world out there. Even prayer, sitting in your room and just praying, is also an act of seva based on love and compassion. What is fueling this is your sadhana. That's the source of this energy. So, the more sadhana that you will do, more energy you will get to be able to pour into the acts of compassion. With more sadhana, more heart will open. And not just the heart, the mind will also start to open. And as mind open, the wisdom starts to flower. And this wisdom will tell you how much you need to do for certain beings. Your sadhana is the source code of all of this. I'm saying two things here. Your sadhana will provide you necessary energy to keep going on and not feel depleted. And your sadhana will also awaken the wisdom in you. And this sadhana also means moments of silence and pause. In those moments of silence and pause, this will emerge. Sadhana or spirituality does not make you dull. You become ultra sharp to know who's taking you for a ride in the name of seva or compassion, and with whom you need to really pour more, in what projects you really need to pour more time, effort, and energy. This wisdom starts to grow as you go more deeper in sadhana, as the spaces of silence and mental stillness starts to appear. That's the reason I'm talking about it. To do's formula will not work here. We're talking about wisdom. In the Hindi, I use the word Viveka Shakti, the power of wisdom. Sadhana must open that channel. Actually, if you're really doing the right sadhana, wisdom starts to open up in you. That's the first thing that happens. Even for small little things, your wisdom starts to open up. A sense of seeing starts to open up. Now, nobody can take you for a ride. Now, you know when to say no and not allow your energies to be depleted. Now, you don't get entangled in the works of seva. You become engaged in the works of seva. Now, compassion does not become an entanglement for you, but a way of freedom for you. Again, it's a deep subject. Today, I think all of you asked questions which require 2 days of retreat together to really able to delve into that. But with the time that we have, I'm just sharing a few sutras with you. I hope this will help you.